Right. So this is going to be a brief explanation of how to write a summary and make important inferences about a character in your text, about one of the main characters. I'm going to replace this with an example video as soon as I have an example to work with. So to meet standard, you need to have a summary that is clear to anyone, including me, because I may not have read your book so far. So when you summarize the pages that you've read, the way you write needs to be clear to me about what it is that's happening in the text and who you're talking about that's in the text. Text evidence that you use needs to be in the form of a direct quotation from the text. So the direct quotations need to go down here. All these direct quotations, you're going to find at least one example of speech, one example of their thoughts, one example of their actions, something they did, one example of how they look, and one example of their effect on others. But before you go picking things at random, make sure that the things you pick are actually important details. They're going to lead to important inferences. And so an inference you made needs to be clearly related to the text. So explain your inference right here. So when you explain your inference right there, that needs to be very clear that it relates to this direct quotation that you chose. So you'll explain your inference right there. So you'll do that all as you go down there. And then you need to explain why is that important an inference. So over here, why was this piece of evidence important? Why was the inference important? How does that impact your story? Why does that show us something important about your character that's going to matter as you go on throughout the story? So the inference, explain why the inference is important in the story. You got to convince me that the inferences you're picking and choosing to explain, those things actually matter in your story and they're not just like random details that you're pulling. So right here, explain why it's important in this box right here. And when you're done, just go up to the share button and click get shareable link, and then make sure you copy the link and then paste the link to me. And make sure you set it to can comment, and that'll let me give you comments on your document, and you can make quick changes if you need to. Okay, that's how you do it.